What up, everybody? It's your boy PTK BLAM back with another episode of the Shop Podcast. Thanks, everybody, for joining us for another Saturday afternoon, talking about some gaming, talking about a lot of things that went on this week. I'm glad to have my guests on. I'm glad to have this panel of guys on, this panel of gamers on. Some one new, the other two you guys already know. Hold on, let me pause this. I always forget to mute my own voice. Good Lord. Okay, there we go. All right, everybody. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know it's been a long week. Got some more vids dropping soon, but let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go as I normally do. Everybody, go ahead and just go around the panel. Let everybody introduce themselves. I may have some people coming later on, possibly Tim Dog, possibly Livewire. Uh, they'll drop in. They already have the link. So I'm gonna go ahead and let everybody introduce themselves. We're gonna go ahead and start with my right hand man, GKB. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's GKB from Gamers Knows Best. Pretty exhausting week. I've been on the World Tour podcast this week. I had a blast meeting new people, talking to new people, so ready to get into talking some more gaming. Let's go.
For sure, for sure. All right, and another one of my good gaming friends, Predator. Go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Predator, and my show's Xbox After Party. Been out of commission for about 2 weeks, but I'm back and ready to rock.
For sure, for sure. Okay, and the special guest, the man of the hour, everybody, got somebody that I just recently met, been doing a lot in the gaming community, has a blog that you guys can go to. He'll get into all of that. But go ahead and give yourself a shout out, Bear Claw.
Hey guys, my name is Zach. I run a blog called Bear Claw Gaming. We talk about everything Xbox, Nintendo, Wii, and even some PC stuff. So if that's your thing, come check us out.
For sure, for sure. Glad to have you on. Glad you can make it. So
Of course.
let's go ahead and get rocking and rolling, everybody. The chat is live, so don't forget to put all your questions in the chat. We're gonna go ahead and answer those later on in the show. So let's go ahead and do it. So I'm doing a little different format. Usually I go around the panel. I pick a couple of topics, that have been hot this week, and I go around the panel. But I'm gonna do things a little different. I formulated a few questions, and I'm just gonna go around the panel and ask each one a question. Each one of my panel mates here. It's one of these gamers. And so the first thing we want to go ahead and go over, everybody, is everybody knows this week Phil Spencer did an interview with Game Informer. Said a few things. We've been talking about like hardware shifts and possibly having the PS4K or Xbox 1.5. He did an interview with Game Informer saying that he doesn't really like the idea of a 1.5, and that if he's going to do it, he's going to do a big upgrade. So I kind of wanted to get you guys' opinions on that particular, what he possibly could have meant, what this means for Xbox. We're going to go ahead and get started with our guest of the hour, Bear Claw. Go ahead. What are your feelings on that?
I actually agree with him on this one. I think that waiting maybe a year, maybe 2017 is the right time to release another console. And I think that Phil has indicated in the past that Xbox is moving kind of towards the mobile direction, where we're going to have console releases every 1 to 2 years instead of this 7-year cycle we saw with the Xbox 360.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, so GKB, what do you feel about that, brother?
I'm kind of like on both sides of this one. I was hoping more. I mean, for what it sounded like earlier is like he's going to be doing like a big upgrade, so probably just another console type thing. And I was hoping more of just a plug-in upgrade. So we'll have to wait and see. I think this E3 is going to set the groundwork. We probably won't see any new revisions probably this year, probably next year. I like their approach of just doing the wait and see what Sony kind of is going to do. Let them take the brunt of this one. So.
Yep. Okay. What do you think about this, Predator?
I actually agree with it too. Piggybacking off what GKB just said, the sit and wait approach is probably the best for them, because you got to think about all the other stuff that's coming out right now. Like in the next, it's been announced. You got Nintendo's got a brand new console coming out. Sony's discussing their console coming out this year as well, and Sony's invested in VR right now. So if Microsoft isn't planning on jumping into that market, they've already got a console. And I really think this generation is just starting to hit its stride, at least on the Xbox side. We got Quantum Break, we got Gears. We do have Gears coming out this year. Developers are just starting to use the console the way that it's been talked about being used. They're learning how to utilize it and get more power out of it. So jumping
Hmm.
into a brand new console right now, you're asking consumers to basically just drop the one they have now for something else. And I think that's what's going to
Yeah.
end up hurting the Sony side. They're going to come out with this. You got to think about like what Sony's doing right now. People have a PS4. It's selling very well. You're asking them to get rid of that console to upgrade to a 4.5 so they can use VR, which also is an additional cost for them as well. So Microsoft is in a good position. They can just sit back and wait. It's not like they're winning this generation anyway. So sit back and wait, and let's see
Yeah.
what all these other consoles are doing. These other companies are going to do with their consoles, and then they can come out and say, okay, well, this is what you did. Well, we're going to go ahead and one up you, and
Yeah.
see what happens with that. So I think doing a 1.5, I don't. Um, I don't think that's a good idea. They can just kind of step back and just wait it out for a little bit and see what happens with the market.
All right. Well, I kind of feel the same way, honestly. I'm with you guys on that, and you just hit the nail right on the head, Predator. Just about the fact that right now, I just think the timing for something like a 1.5, I don't really think it's needed. I think it's too early. I mean, we're not even a full 3 years into the generation, and like you said, these consoles are just maturing, especially the Xbox. People forget that when you do something like when you have that backlash like they had in 2013 with the DRM. They literally had. You know how long most of us know or about know how long it takes like for these consoles to be. They go from like brain to paper to actually manufacturing them. That takes a long time, and it starts years and years ago ahead of time. So when you have to basically they what they basically did was scrapped the entire vision, whatever they were doing for the last 4 or 5 years to make the Xbox One possible. They scrapped it within like 8 months.
Yeah.
So when you have to like, I don't think any other console has ever been through something like that. So you're right about the console maturing, and now it's kind of hitting its stride, and developers are finally getting access to different things that the console can do. So I think that's a fantastic thing too. Don't necessarily need the 1.5 version because I feel like that may separate your fan base, like you were saying earlier. So we'll have to, excuse me, wait and see with that. So all right, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, fellas. Next big thing I want to talk about, obviously, another one of the big things this week. Quantum Break is dropping soon, but the embargo did lift, and a lot of reviews came down. Now, majority of them, I want to say this, everybody were positive. We all know, anybody with two eyes can see that the game looks fantastic. Most of us haven't gotten to play it, but just from what we've heard, the game is incredible. It's Remedy doing what Remedy does, and so I don't necessarily want to focus on the bad reviews that it did get, the two bad ones, because we've kind of beat that to death. But I want to focus on has that changed anybody's opinion on the game, or just the overwhelming positivity so far with most of the reviews? Does that enhance the hype for you? We're gonna go ahead and start with Bear Claw.
Look, I think especially for games that are story driven, like what Remedy does, I think there always is a potential for negative reviews because some people just subjectively will not like that story. But I think when you look at what's kind of coming out as far as reviews go, the vast majority, like you said, are very positive. I know I'm still excited for it. I loved Alan Wake. I loved Max Payne. So I'm ready for the next step in the Remedy adventures.
Okay. All right, cool. Go ahead and go with you on this one, Predator.
It didn't really change my perception of the game as far as if I'm going to buy it or not. But I pre-ordered the physical copy, and then we were discussing offline now. Like I have a PC now, a gaming PC now, so um, I went ahead and tried to cancel my physical copy and get the digital copy so I can get that Windows 10 version. But only thing that's changed right now is I've gone back and I've changed my mind about the digital. I went ahead and just got the physical copy just in case I want to trade it in later. But because I think I'll probably play through it twice, maybe
Mm-hmm.
3 times. Before I was going to get the digital copy, and I would have kept it in my library. But um, I may come back later and pick it up digital when it goes on sale. But all it's done is made me change my stance on what version I wanted to get. It didn't change my stance on how much I want to play the game at all. So And I honestly didn't read any of the reviews. I kind of scrolled through to see the scores, but I've been wanting this game for a while. I'm not gonna let some random reviewer that I don't know, you know, dictate how I feel about a game I've always wanted. So
Yeah.
that's how I feel about that. So it didn't change much for me. Just changed how I'm gonna buy the game.
All right, for sure, for sure. GKB, it's on you.
Yeah, as far as like changing my opinion of the game or do I want it or not, no, I'm still getting this game. The media did kind of like did this crazy flip on its head kind of thing where I've gone on record saying I don't like Digital Foundry. I think they're one of the worst things that's happened to this generation. But they actually did a deep dive on Quantum Break, and they absolutely said they love the game. They did ding it for the whole resolution thing that Remedy's doing. But they absolutely loved it, and I thought that was fantastic of them to come out and say that. But I think what's most important to everyone out there, and casual gamers, hardcore gamers alike, is not to just take one person's opinion. Go out there, do your research, look at videos, and like what Graphic God said on other podcasts, use your two eyes.
I was gonna quote him too. You beat me to it.
He always says to go ahead and use your two eyes to that's your best judge. I'd like to add to that and also use your brain and take multiple people's opinions and make the best decision that you can when purchasing a game.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I've talked about the media and yada yada. We beat that topic to death also too. I mean, overall, I don't really think that if you were originally going to buy the game, I don't think anything like that should sway you. I said this, and I said it on Twitter when I saw the backlash from the different reviews that were low. When I want to know whether or not a game is good, I just ask my peers. That's what I do, and so that's how I know whether a game is good or not. So I don't go to review sites. I don't do any of that because first of all, I don't know those people, and I get a genuine answer from my friends around me. People that I've dealt with on a daily basis. So that's kind of what I do. I urge people to just buy the game, play it for yourself. If you don't like it, take it back, whatever the case may be. So just give it a shot for yourself. But I think the game, most of us are under the impression that the game is going to be great either way. So let's go ahead and move on to this next question. Just give me a quick second, GKB. I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure.
Dead Space.
So, Bearclaw, where can people come in and check out the blog and all that kind of stuff?
So you can find me at Twitter at bearclawgaming.com or just at the URL bearclawgaming.com works just as well. Yeah, and I do news stuff. Typically, I try to have a story a day. Sometimes I take the weekends off. And I do really try to do reviews for games when they come out. So typically, you can find some stuff there, and I don't work with big companies or anything. So hopefully, you can find a smaller opinion that people can agree with. Hopefully.
That's awesome, man.
Oh, Live Wires just got in here.
What's up, Live? Oh, he's on mute. So Bearclaw, like I heard you were saying, like you guys do a couple different, consoles and PC, but I didn't hear PlayStation. Is there a reason why you guys don't do PlayStation, or?
No, I definitely do PlayStation. On a PS4. I do think a lot of my content tends to be Xbox centric, but that's because a lot of my reviews I've developed a pretty decent relationship with the Xbox PR team, and that way I can kind of review games on time. But no, I do Sony stuff. It's just I think that the relationship that Microsoft executives have with Xbox fans is a little bit different than Sony has with PlayStation fans.
Oh, nice. I see. Cool. How's your relationship been with Microsoft, and how is it? Actually, another question too I want to ask you is like how is it like applying for games to review?
So applying for reviews definitely changes depending on if you're talking to an indie developer or a big publisher like Microsoft. But typically, I'm a small operation for sure. You know what I mean? My circulation does not touch anywhere near IGN or whatever. But typically, I just kind of get in contact through a press account. I kind of explain my circulation, typically what my goal is with my review. And typically, like, Microsoft has actually been pretty cool. I mentioned to you before, I think before we went live, that I did review like Tomb Raider, and I got to do that before the embargo, which was nice. But honestly, Microsoft has typically been nothing but great to work with for small companies, which is great because it lets you kind of get your voice heard in a busy area.
Oh, that's really cool. Hey, what's up, Live?
Yo, what up, man? How y'all been?
How's it going, man?
Yeah, I got the message late. Me and my wife was having a debated conversation.
Y'all fighting.
Nah, we weren't fighting. Like, this is what happened, man. We went shoe shopping, and she got she got this job thing that she doing, and I was like, the shoes that you're getting, they gotta be nice, man. They gotta be nice. So I thought she picked out some bullshit. So I walked off, I came back, and I said, oh, hell no. Number one, I didn't know that the dude that was helping her pick the shit out. So he was looking at me mad as fuck, like, I didn't know. I didn't know he picked that bullshit, but, it is what it is, man. I feel bad, but, well, shit, he should have did his job. Who the fuck picks out Golden Girl shoes for like, a woman in her early 30s? It's ridiculous, yeah.
Hey, Live, since you came in late, man, we had a couple questions, man. Let me ask them to you. Let's see your opinion on it.
Oh, word. Do I like to get drunk? Yes, I do.
As far as, like, the whole upgrading console thing, Phil comes out and says he wants the next one to be like a big upgrade. How do you feel about, like, upgrading consoles and all that kind of thing?
As long as it's easy. As long as it's something easy to do, I don't have an issue with it. I was actually playing on the Surface today at the Microsoft store. Shout out to my boy Oatmeal from Lincoln University. Yeah, man. So I was playing there. I was like, damn, this shit is nice. This shit is nice. Like, with the whole detachable shit. So if they make it easy like that, I see no issue with it. Yeah, man. Yo, Microsoft is doing big things, man. Oatmeal told me his signing bonus was fucking nuts, right? Mm-hmm. And they gave him his personal Windows, whatever the fuck the new phone is, and they gave them their names on Surface tablets.
Oh, wow.
I mean, not tablets, the Surface Book.
Right.
I was like, damn, I need to work for fucking Microsoft, yeah?
For real, man. They take care of the people, man. The next topic is, with Quantum Break coming out, how did you feel like the reviews were handled? Some advice you can give to some people out there on the fence about Quantum Break?
The way I look at the reviews for Quantum Break is the same way I looked at reviews for Aliens Isolation. Now, granted, the reviews for Quantum Break are way better than they got for Alien Isolation. But my issue with it was I think a lot of people go into reviewing a game that sometimes they don't like genres that they don't particularly care for.
Okay.
Which is an issue. Like, I'm not a Final Fantasy guy. Never been. And I tried the demo, and I heard a lot of people liked it. A lot of people liked it, and then I heard a lot of people hated it.
I hated it.
So with Final Fantasy, it's like, it's one of those, if you like Final Fantasy, this might be for you. If you don't like Final Fantasy, this is probably not for you. So I don't think it would be fair for me to be like, you know what? Let me review Final Fantasy. That would be some bullshit because I've never liked any of the others. So why the fuck would I do that?
Yeah.
I mean, and then give it to somebody who does like Final Fantasy. They'll look at my review and be like, "What the fuck is this guy talking about? He doesn't like any of the RPG elements in the game. Like, why the fuck are you playing this game? Like, what? Like, what's going on? Like, and that would be the issue that I have. It seems like with Xbox, I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm crazy. It seems like Xbox just get randos to review their games. Straight up randos.
Stop listening.
Whereas with PlayStation, they seem like they always get somebody specific that really likes that genre to basically review that game.
It's almost like they have to be like oh, we got this Xbox exclusive. Who wants to do it? And they're like, oh, not another Xbox game. I mean, like they just like they throw it to somebody, who doesn't really give a shit. Like it happened with Forza, it happened with with Quantum Break, and like it's like I have this theory. It seems like in someone test this shit out for me next time this happens. Every time Microsoft comes out with some good news, they fuck up and they have something bad follow right behind it. It's happened ever since January this year. Like they'll come out and announce, oh yeah, we got this new game coming out, and then it's 720p. Or we're talking about doing this new console, and oh, we're canceling Fable Legends. So it all happens like 1 week after the next.
But Predator, man, that's the same shit PlayStation just did this week, and nobody complained about this shit at all. They were like, guess what? We shutting down Evolution Studios, and there's rumors that we're making a PlayStation 4K.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you a question. What was Evolution Studios working on, though?
I think they were just working on patches for Drive Club, right?
Yeah. I think the difference between what happened with Sony and Evolution Studios and what happened with Microsoft and Lionhead was working on a game that was supposed to be coming out. Some people were looking forward to playing. And then boom, and just dropped like, oh, Fable Legends ain't coming out. Oh, by the way, we closed the other studios too, and Sony just closed one studio that wasn't doing anything anyway. So.
I think just
had a bigger impact. Yeah, this was a bigger impact when Microsoft did it.
I think that Fable Legends. I played a little bit of it. I was in the closed beta. I like parts of it, but I think that the game in general was such a misstep when all fans wanted was Fable 4, and I think that's kind of what bogs the game down too. Is it just I don't know if a MOBA in the Fable universe is what Fable fans were hoping for in 2013 or 2014 or 2015 or whatever.
Yeah, Fable Legends was a good game. That was a hard sell. Yeah, that was its problem.
GKB, real quick. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Live. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying it had good elements, but it was just like it was going to be such a pain in the neck in order to try to convince fans to even try it. It just might not have been worth the effort of actually maintaining it while. It might have been 4 years before people actually really, really legitimately jumped into it. How much money are you hemorrhaging in that time?
Right.
And that would have been the issue.
Well, what I thought was so ridiculous about Sony's position there is Microsoft is like, oh, we're closing Lionhead, and then Sony, I don't know if you guys call it this, Sony was like, oh, we're gonna host a kind of a job hunting thing for X Lionhead, and then they closed their UK studio 2 weeks later. Like, it was an entire PR stunt. They weren't trying to help Lionhead get jobs. They closed their only UK studio.
Right.
I wonder how many people actually went over to Sony from Lionhead.
Yeah, that would have been fucked up.
Yeah.
We hire you to Evolution Studios. Oh, you're fired again.
Right.
What were you gonna ask me, Predator?
Oh, you're in the Fable Legends beta, correct?
Yeah.
Are you streaming right now? Not like live, but are you like recording gameplay?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, I'm doing the same thing. I think they shut it down like the 13th.
Yeah, the 13th I think is.
So, like, yeah. I'm recording. I'm fucking posting the shit, dude. What they gonna do? Cut me out of the beta?
Yeah, just gonna stop your beta access. Oh, okay, it's gone anyway. Whatever.
It's weird they've kept that NDA going. I kind of thought they would have dropped it as soon as they announced the cancellation.
Yeah, I was hoping they would kind of.
They should have did that.
Yeah, well, I was also hoping they would throw it to the preview program and just let everybody try it out, man, before it was shut down,
No.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe they're not really killing it right now. They're just killing. They might have just killed Lionhead. They didn't. That doesn't mean they killed Fable Legends.
Yeah.
No, probably some other studio will take it over. Yeah. Hey, but real quick, guys, we forgot to do a tradition on the Shop podcast we do every time, is go around and see what everybody's been playing for the week.
We haven't done that in a while, actually. But yeah,
I know. Let's go ahead and start with Bear Claw. What you been playing, man?
A lot of Doom beta this weekend. Before that, replaying Alan Wake in anticipation for Quantum later this week.
Man, you're pretty much playing the same thing I'm doing. What about you, Lam?
I'm playing Killer Instinct. I've been playing a shit ton of that with my bro. He was whooping my ass yesterday. I was fucking mad as hell.
I seen some of your videos on your activity feed, man.
Yeah, I know, man. Yo, I was mad as fuck. Like, he's more of a fighting game person, but one of his buttons broke, So he started like he couldn't use the hard punch. He still fucking kept on beating me, man.
Oh man, dude.
But what else I was playing Ori in the Blind Forest, the definitive edition. Yo, that shit is dope.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, let me ask you a question, Live.
People passed on it because they were like, "Oh, I already bought the first one."
Yeah.
Nope. You gotta go back, man. They added a lot of shit. Like, did y'all get to the light level? Where
Yeah,
it's
the one
you
that's
gotta
like
hold the light orb and jump
stuff. Yeah,
Shit is
yeah.
crazy, yo.
Hey, did you think like because I played the old one, played it all the way through. Now, when you played the definitive edition, did it look like it was much better graphically as well?
Yeah, like I played both. I was like, yo, they did some like 3D on like the textures or something, because like the plants look flat in the original, but when
Right.
you go into the definitive edition, everything looks
It
way
like
more
pops
3D.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
All right, I was making sure it wasn't me or whatever, but
I might do
Speaking
some
of,
captures with my Elgato and kind of do the definitive edition
comparison?
versus I'm
Yeah.
surprised they didn't do that with Digital Foundry didn't do that.
well, now speaking of
Yeah,
graphics,
Nah, they're not. They only do that to games that could fuck over.
speaking of graphics overhauls, have any of you guys dived into the new season of Killer Instinct this week?
Oh yeah, man, that thing looks fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm working on a review for it right now. My chief criticism, and it's been the same criticism since 2013, do the menus ever feel weird to you guys? Like, they feel slow. Like, the gameplay is amazing, but like, I just feel like characters take forever to load in, and like, man, I don't know. Sometimes,
I know. Oh.
Yeah, I mean when the round was over or something, it would take a while for you to be able to like move through the menu. I didn't
Right.
understand that. Yeah.
The gameplay is so rock solid. Like they've got the frame rate down. It looks gorgeous. They've got all sorts of particle effects. But for whatever reason, like when you go to click, which color skin you want, rash to be, it has to load for like 6 seconds per color. It's just mind-boggling. I'm not sure what's up with some of that. I don't know. I've had that issue.
What hard drive do you have?
I'm using a external. I'm not sure which brand it is. I'm not looking at it right
Yeah,
now.
because I got a 5 terabyte external. My shit's kind of fast. It's faster than the original that I had.
Oh. Huh. Hey Predator, what you been playing, man?
I've been playing Operation, man. I've been sick. But I actually got into the division again today, and I'm not as far as you guys, you and She-Wolf are, but I'm like a level 30, and then I'm in the dark zone like it's a level 18 right now. So I'm playing catch up again. But I've been like doing more of the missions, like the daily missions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been rocking that shit.
I'm trying to get my gear up a little bit because I'm getting my ass handed to me in the dark zone.
Yeah, I still ain't got no gold weapons yet, bro.
Yeah, I just got like my 3rd gold item today. I actually crafted my first gold weapon.
Oh, nice.
My first gold thing ever was a weapon I crafted. But I've been playing that today, and then I played Ori, the definitive edition, when I was sick last week. To get into that, I was going to try and finish it before Quantum Break came out, but that's probably not going to happen now. So but that's it, man. I haven't really been playing much of anything lately, just because I've been kind of in and out of health issues there.
Yeah, man.
I hope you
Getting
feel
better, man. That's all that's important, man. Getting better.
Yeah. Let's see what I've been playing. I played that Contrast game. I played Forza.
Contrast. That's with the puppets or something, right?
Well, it's like this little girl, and you can like go into the shadows and like phase in and out kind of thing. It's actually
That came out a while ago, right?
Yeah. I just picked it up. I was like, let me give it a shot.
Oh, nice.
It's actually a pretty cool game. It's really short, man. You can beat it in like an hour and a half.
Oh, damn, an hour and a half.
Yeah, easy 1,000 gamer score though. But
Yeah.
I played the Fast and the Furious.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw you were on that.
Yeah, that was actually really fun, man. I enjoyed the crap out of that. Let's see what else I played. I played through Alan Wake again for Quantum Break coming out.
Which one? The American Nightmare or
the original? I think I'm gonna actually play the American Nightmare tomorrow. Bear brought that up earlier, and I was like, I forgot I had that, so let me go ahead and play through that.
Yeah.
And I've been playing KI Season 3, man. I'm just enjoying the crap out of that. I suck at it. Like, She-Wolf just beats the crap out of me, but...
What do you play on, a regular controller, or you use your stick?
I use the fight stick, man. The Razer Aatrox I got.
Yeah. I don't have the fight stick. I got the fight pad. It's
They're
actually pretty...
man.
The one thing I got to tell people about the fight pad is you cannot map the triggers. So that shit is kind of like initially that shit is fucking annoying, but then after you get past the whole part that you can't map the triggers and you just leave everything as already preset, that shit is nice, yo. It's way easier to fight because it's just hard to fight on a controller where the fucking analog stick is always in the way. So, you know,
Oh wow.
I just find it, you know, way easier to execute, you know, finishing moves and ultras and shit like that. My boy Rash, yo, kicking ass out that bitch.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are your guys' favorite season 3 characters so far?
Kim Woo, she the
Kim
best.
Woo's a beast, man. She is.
Straight up monster. Online, yo, I was getting my ass whooped online. I was like, man, let me rock out with my girl Kim Woo. Kim Woo, I was like, man, I can't play with her. She's a fucking cheap character. It's like playing with Luke Cage infused with fucking Fei Long, and then it was like unleashed on the world. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I've been liking the oh man, what was the barbarian guy, the new one that just came out? I forgot.
Tusk. Yes,
Yeah.
I've been using him too. Yeah.
Tusk is pretty cool too, man.
He's a heavy. That's his thing.
Yeah, yeah. That sword, man, is oh my god, it's got some reach on it.
Yeah.
Also, Arbiter is pretty cool too. I mean, I like them all, man.
Arbiter's
They're all
dumb
really
play.
good. Yeah, he's.
I'm not a
Yeah.
fighter guy, so I didn't pick up season 3. But
Yeah, you just gotta watch out for using his bullets too quick. You know,
Oh,
you
yeah.
prematurely squeeze off too many too many shots, and you'll be left there with your literally your dick in your hand because you have no gun to use anymore.
So I don't think Blam's gonna be coming back. He kind of got sick and stuff, so I hope he feels better. So we'll continue on with a little bit of the show, and then we'll cut it a little short tonight, guys. Let's go ahead and let's talk about some VR. Is everybody excited about that? Do we think it's like too early? How are we feeling about the options we have? Anybody want to go?
I'll kick us off here. I think I mentioned it before, but again, I think it was before you're alive. Right now, I kind of get the feeling from VR that I got about 3D TVs in 2010, where all of it on paper seems really interesting, but I've yet to see content. Whether I haven't seen any games that look interesting beyond a tech demo. The bar of entry is extremely high. It's an expensive piece of tech. Whether you buy the PlayStation VR, the Oculus Rift, or the HTC Vive, they're all going to cost you about $800 minimum, and that's pretty brutal. I don't think there's games right now to justify the purchase, but I'd love to be proven wrong. I'd love to see that become a permanent part of gaming, but right now I'm just not seeing it.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with him. With Bear Claw, man, it's like there's really nothing out. Like when you launch a system, usually you have games with it that people are like, oh, I got to get that, or something at least coming down the pipe that it's gonna make you want that game. I don't see. Oh, I'm sorry. It's going to make you want that system. I don't really see anything that's this eye-popping to me right now that justifies a purchase of a headset, and in some cases, an entire ecosystem to play that game. There's nothing there right now.
Right.
You say, Bear Claw just kind of said, hey, it's an $800 minimum purchase. No, it's not. It's actually more than that. If you think about it, if you don't have the right kind of PC, if you don't have the right, equipment for the PlayStation 4, you're not gonna, you have to put more money into this than you're gonna get out of it. So you're gonna go buy this system. You're gonna get maybe 2 or 3 games for it, and that's it. And they're gonna be like this, the run-of-the-mill, underperforming games that they're only gonna keep you interested in it for like maybe 3 or 4 hours, and then what? What's coming next?
Right.
I need to see more down the pipe, first before I would even invest that kind of money and time into VR. We were talking offline, and I think it's just too soon. I don't think we're ready for that yet, for what they're gonna push out right now. So, maybe like in another year or so, we'll start seeing some games come out. But I need to see what developers are doing, and maybe E3 we'll see some stuff at E3. But like right now, from what I've seen so far, it's not worth the time.
Yeah. Also, I'm kind of worried about PlayStation's message right now. They're betting the farm on VR. They put all this development into this headset. They come out and say, hey, 40 million are ready to go on VR, but then they have this mixed message now of, hey, we're doing this, possible 4.5, and they're kind of like, hey, this is going to help you get that best experience. Well, I thought you were just saying that everybody's VR ready, but to have the best experience, let's do this. I don't know. To me, as a consumer, not anything about like Xbox or PlayStation, that kind of worries me and would make me hesitant to go ahead and pick up any kind of VR thing. Also, like, I worry about, and maybe that's because some of these games are like short. Is maybe they've done some studies too with like the lasting effects of being in the VR headset for long periods of time. Because a lot of us on the panel are like hardcore gamers. We play for quite a bit of hours.
Yeah.
How disorienting are you going to be after you take that headset off after that kind of gaming thing? That kind of worries me a little bit.
Oh yeah, I think I read a story, maybe from Polygon or some other site similar to that, but they talked about how they were at GDC the other week, and they said they played 5 to 6 hours off and on, and when they got home at night, they felt nauseous, and that's a concern to me. I mean, it's the same thing with some 3D movies, but obviously worse because it's in your face all the time. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, with VR, look, I think people that really, really want to jump in, I think will really enjoy that type of experience because that's what they're looking for. But for people that think that VR is just going to be like the same as what we're playing now, like these fast twitch type games, that's not going to happen. Things will be moving way too fast.
Right.
Like you can't. That's like dealing with motion sickness. Like
Right.
it just won't be able to. I mean, that would be like saying, oh yeah, it'll be easy. Anybody could fly. What's the name of those the people that fly in those jets? It's like Blue something.
Blue Angels.
Blue Angels. Yeah. It's like when you watch the reporter and the guy's spinning around in circles, and you're looking at this guy. He looks like he turns green and he wants to puke everywhere. Like not everybody's built for that. So you can't just assume that that's the type of experience that, like, you could do that on a TV screen. It's so easy. We don't even feel it. But actually with a headset on, that's a whole different story. So what I'm thinking they're going to do is more like these interactive experiences. And I think the thing that's really going to take VR, like far for the first year is going to be movies like that that hardcore Henry shit like that. That's going to be the thing that pushes VR until they really figure out what they want to do with it.
Well, and I think sports are a great realm for VR too. I mean, imagine if you could pay $50-$60 and you could feel like you were sitting on the sidelines of an NFL team, right? Or whatever, Final Four. Like, that's totally a market that you can tap into.
Yeah, yeah.
The only thing with that is obviously that kind of gets rid of the whole having friends over and having it kind of be a social experience. But hey, whatever.
Yeah, you can still have friends come over. They get run around and get sweaty while you watch the game. But oh man, it just smells so real. It looks real. Smells
Fall
real.
down
Oh my
and
God.
put your TV.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm glad you mentioned the social aspect of it because I game in my house. I'm typically by myself, whatever. But there's certain aspects of gaming that you don't think you're going to miss. And once you put that headset on, you're blocked out from the world.
Exactly.
Like you that's it. That's all you get is what's in that screen. Like you can't see what the hell's going on around you until you take the screen off. So when your phone rings or someone hits you up on Messenger or you have to stop everything you're doing, pop off the headset, pull all those fucking wires off that fucking PSVR has, and put it down and do what you got to do. Like right now, I can watch TV, I can play a video game, I can snap an app. I can do I can multitask. Even when I'm playing video games, I can't do that with VR on my head. A lot of people don't think about the things. They're more focused on what VR does, but they're not focused on the things that you can't do because you have VR. Because you have that headset on, and that's going to be like one of those things they're going to find out later on. Like, oh, fuck, I can't take a piss while I play a video game. I got this damn headset on. I got to detach everything and go do this and do that.
Now, maybe if they have that Cortana app, that would help. Like if you could tap it into your phone into your console, so that when you're playing a game, somebody would be like, "Oh, text popped up. Do you want me to read it?" And you're like, "Yeah, read it. I'm still playing the game. Then I'm talking to the thing, like, oh, send out this message, blah, 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 blah. And then they send it back. And then either that or you could actually pick up a call. That would be cool. But I don't
That'd be
know
kinda
if
cool.
PlayStation has anything like that.
Yeah.
You know,
All that
but then
stuff would
again,
have
I
been
don't
built
think
in
you're going
already.
to be
So.
rocking with the fishbowl on your head that long. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd probably get like a migraine or a headache after a few minutes. I can guarantee it. That leads us kind of into a little bit of a next topic here that BLAM had on the docket. Is with all these new hardware like VR and these upgraded consoles, do you guys think like possibly Nintendo and NX started this whole domino effect with the new hardware? Like they feel like, hey, the NX is going to be really powerful. We need to keep up with the Joneses type thing.
To be honest, nope.
No.
I don't think PlayStation gives two shits about Nintendo. To be honest,
Yeah,
they're just not. They're just not on the same playing field. Like Nintendo is like junior varsity. It is what it is. That's where they're going to be stuck at. And it's kind of their own doing. Like they say they want hardcore, I guess, but they cater towards a younger market, which is there's really nothing wrong with that. That's their bread and butter, and that's what they stick with. So I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, Nintendo they could try to jump start it, but I don't see how. Especially I don't know.
I still don't believe that Nintendo's plan is to have tech that's more powerful than the Xbox One or especially the PlayStation 4. If you look at Nintendo's game plan for like literally the past 15 years, they have not had the most powerful console. The GameCube was not the most powerful. The Wii wasn't. None of it was. You know what I mean? It's just nothing to. I kind of highly doubt that the NX will be pushing the envelope with a powerful console. That being said, I would love to see a return of form with Nintendo. I'd love to see them make a console that has a standard controller. I don't want any motion controls. I don't want to have to. What's the Wii? You have the gyroscope where you have to spin the controller around.
Right.
Like if we can just have a standard controller and I can just sit on my couch and play some Zelda. Like,
yeah, I'm right there with you.
Down for.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. As far as like the NX though, I mean, they've had reports from officially from Nintendo, hey, we're talking to third-party developers and stuff. So maybe they are having an on-par console. That's the only way they're going to be able to get any third-party support as far as like maybe a Call of Duty or any other multiplats on there.
No, I think they're going to be doing more cell phone than anything.
Well,
like cell phone type shit.
There's a new person in charge of Nintendo now.
True.
So their vision may have changed from what we're used to seeing over this past several generations. So their vision may be completely different now, based because of the person that's in charge. I don't know anything about whoever is running it now, but if they're going to be successful, they have to come with a hardcore console. I think they are timing their thing perfectly. You have to think about what the generation just started. So. Look what the 360 did when it came out. Like Nintendo and Sony had their consoles out already. They were planning new consoles, but like the 360 jumped in early, and they took up a whole huge market share until the PlayStation 3 came out and started generating revenue for their console. But Nintendo's coming in after two consoles have just released. They're dropping their new console. I think it's perfect timing for them because like they're going to people are getting tired of Nintendo. I'm sorry, tired of Sony, tired of Microsoft, the little console war. If they come up with something more powerful than what we have now, that just validates them waiting, and they can say, hey, we got a more powerful console than what's out there right now. They have an awesome first party lineup. If they can get third party exclusives, I mean not exclusive, but they can get a third party along on this console. Then they'll be fine. They also have to add, they need a standard controller. They also need to start adding online gameplay and all the stuff that we get with the consoles we have now, and get out of that little child mentality where, it's just they just want people to have a console with games. Now, from what I've read, the NX is launching in two parts. Am I the only person who read that? Or
I have not read that.
Okay. I've heard reports of that, yeah.
Can you clarify what they mean by that?
It's going to come out with, I think, a handheld portion of the NX this year, and then next year they're going to come out with a console.
Huh.
And that
So,
kind of like connects together in some
yeah,
sort
they
of.
connect together, or whatever. They work in sync together. So, um, um, if that's their vision, I mean, I think they're making a mistake with that portion of it. I think they should launch it all together. But going back to what happened with the Wii U, maybe they learned from that, because the Wii U came out with something similar too, like a console slash, little tablet thing going on. So maybe they decided to just push it first with the handheld and move into that, and then upgrade it to something else later on in 2017. So if this Nintendo fails, though, I am worried about Nintendo.
So let me ask you guys this real quick. Since we're talking about Nintendo, what is the top 3 things you guys want to see from the next Nintendo console? I know for me, it's some kind of achievement system, party chat implementation all over the place so we can talk to people. Also, just a regular standard controller so I can play shooters and everything and not feel like all weird and crazy trying to do some crazy stuff with a weird controller. What about everybody else?
Top 3.
God,
Go
top
ahead.
three is hard. Like you said, I think controller. At this point, I'm sick of the Wii controller. So I'll say that. I say third party support only because I bought a Wii U for the first party, but I'm sad to see that EA and Ubisoft have totally ditched them. And third, I think first of all, honorable mention, achievements for sure. It's a necessary thing now.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
I think that Sony seemed like they kind of batted down Microsoft's kind of offer with cross-platform.
Mhm.
But I think that if Nintendo can make a competent online system that can interact with Microsoft's online community, I think that's great. Because even if the NX doesn't sell like hotcakes, they can piggyback off of Microsoft gamers on multi-platform games.
What about you, Live? What do you want to see from Nintendo?
Maybe, I don't know. Like, what I think these companies are all doing is they're all going to be trying to be in console, PC, and mobile. That's like Nintendo will probably be the only one with an actual handheld and maybe cell phone. But Microsoft already has cell phone and
Tablets.
PC, right? And PlayStation, do they still have PC? They got rid of the PC division.
Yeah, they
right?
sold their Vio division, yeah.
All right. Well, maybe they'll jump back in. I don't know. But right now, they're just console. Then they don't even have cell phone, right? I don't think Sony has cell phones, or maybe they're trying
Didn't they
to.
have Sony Ericsson for a while? Did they get rid of that?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that shit tanked. But but I still think that they have their streaming service, so maybe they'll make it where it's accessible on, I guess tablets and shit like that. But with Nintendo, I mean, I don't know what they're gonna focus on, because it seems like their fan bases, they like what they like. They like Mario, they like Zelda, they like those Nintendo exclusives. They don't really play, uh, you know, many multiplats, because when they get them, and it might be due to the fact that the multiplats aren't as good as the others. That's possible, but it just seems that they don't really play them. So, and it might be because the people that have those consoles are younger. They're just kids.
Yeah.
Most people that have Nintendo are little kids, so the parents are gonna buy them like Grand Theft Auto. Like, they're just not. They're like 5 to the age of 11. So
It has to be
most
available
parents.
to
I
them,
mean,
first
don't
of
get me wrong.
all.
Some 11-year-olds play Grand Theft Auto, but most parents that don't want their kids playing those games, they usually buy them a Nintendo. It is what it is.
Yeah, true.
For sure.
And our final topic for the night, and I'm gonna let you guys get all out of here. Is, have your E3 predictions changed since the beginning of the year?
Ooh.
Since we've heard all this new stuff, upgradable consoles, and we've seen games come out, you guys think we're gonna see something crazy? You think it's gonna be a lackluster E3?
Well, at the beginning of the year, I wasn't expecting new consoles, or even talk of new consoles, except for the NX. I expected to see Nintendo's console, but I wasn't expecting to hear anything about new consoles from Sony or Microsoft. So that's definitely changed over the last couple months. I think from the Microsoft camp, I think there's maybe one or two games that may have not been talked about or announced that we're obviously not going to see to probably the end of 2017. But like for the most part, we already know what they're coming out with. We're going to see the E3 Crackdown. You're going to see Sea of Thieves. The same stuff we saw in the Recore. You'll see those games. So I'm not surprised. I don't think I'm going to be surprised with that portion of it. Unless I just feel like they're probably going to come out with maybe one or two more games, and maybe a couple of deals with other developers where maybe they partner with Ubisoft for Ghost Recon or something like that. But outside of that, like I don't see. I really haven't. I think I'm going to be completely surprised what Microsoft comes to the camp with, outside of what I already know. Sony, on the other hand, it's going to be heavy VR. It's going to be, they're going to talk about the games they talked about last year, the same games we've heard from their last 2 or 3 E3s. Shenmue, that kind of stuff. We might actually see some footage of some games for a change, or at least some tech demos from some of their stuff. But I think Nintendo's going to steal the show because they're going to have a brand new console. They're going to show some Zelda, and they're going to probably show some a new Mario. So I don't know if I'm going to be really surprised by anything that comes out, other than the things I have not seen yet. Everything that I thought we were going to see last year, that we've seen last year, we're going to finally see this year gameplay footage of. So nothing's really changed other than the consoles. That's the only thing I think has changed my mind so far. This is about the E3 coming up.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same as you. With us being like, doing podcasts and YouTube and all that, we're really close to the industry and seeing what news is going around. So we probably won't be surprised too much as far as what comes out. I do agree with you. I think Nintendo's going to be stealing the show this year. I really hope they have, they're at E3 this year, not doing the, show over the video. Yeah. I hope they're there. I hope they're showing the hardware. I hope they're on stage doing some cool stuff, showing us some cool games. As far as Microsoft, I think they'll have a couple of games up their sleeve. I'm still on the whole, like, I don't know if this console thing is what Mike Ybarra was hitting about the some really big announcements coming. So I'm kind of excited still about that. As far as Sony, I agree they're going to be really VR heavy. Because that's going to be coming out this year. If that 4.5 is legitimate, we'll probably see that. That's it. I have nothing's really changed for me. I'm still excited. Can't wait to see it. What about you guys?
I think that from Sony, I think you're exactly right. I think it's going to be VR heavy. I do think that we will actually see Sony launch The Last Guardian this year after.
Oh wow, big prediction there.
Yeah, big one. But I do think you're right. I think Nintendo's going to steal the show, especially they haven't shown a ton of Zelda, especially in the past year and a half, and I think that. Like, let's be honest. I think that Nintendo probably could have launched Zelda on the Wii U, and they probably will do what they did with Twilight Princess, where they release it on both.
Yeah,
but
I agree with you.
I think that part of the delay is to launch it on the NX, and I think the NX will take advantage of a power boost, and I think it's going to look better than we've ever seen it before, and I think that's going to be exciting to people. On the Microsoft side of things, I would not be shocked, though I would be disappointed, if Recore and or Sea of Thieves do get bumped back to 2017. I think that it's now April, and I think that we have... I mean, I guess you can kind of say we've seen some gameplay from Sea of Thieves, but altogether, I mean, we don't even have concretely what genre Recore is. Traditionally, the developers have made 2D, it's the guys who made Metroid. So you'd think it'd be 2D, but there's been speculation that it's a third-person game, too. I think that we've heard so little that I just can't imagine them launching, sometime in the next 8 months or so.
It's a card-based turn game.
Yeah, it's just their take on Hearthstone.
Oh shit!
Don't dash my dreams. I'm waiting for Recore, man.
Oh man. I mean, that was just like I'd probably sell my Xbox. That was like,
I'd be like, I don't want this no more. What about you, Live? What do you think, man?
Um, I think that Phil probably. I mean, maybe we're gonna see them announce an Xbox coming out. It might just be a Slim. It might be the next Xbox. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the next one. I doubt it'll be coming out in October. But
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Phil, since day one, he was like, "Yo, we working on the next Xbox today, son. Today."
I
And
wouldn't.
they were like, "Oh shit, all right. What you want? Power. All the power you got." I mean, it's possible, you know. So I think that's what they're going to be, talking about. Because Microsoft is an interesting space because they have the UWP.
Yep.
So, any game that we get from now on will be upgradable. You know. So, you basically have the 4K PC version once it comes out for the next hardware anyway, so you don't even have to worry about that shit. So that's pretty dope. So hopefully they do something with the upgrades. Maybe not. PlayStation is just gonna be VR. VR, maybe PlayStation 4K or whatever the fuck. I mean, which is just gonna be streaming. But that's any Xbox or PlayStation from now is gonna have 4K capabilities. They just didn't have the port for it, so it doesn't matter. They might not call it Xbox 4K. It might even just be the same shit, just smaller with the port. Nintendo, good or bad, they're gonna get press. They could be shitty as hell, press. Good as hell, press. So for them, it doesn't matter. They're gonna get shine either way.
Right.
I agree.
you guys think we really need to be pushing for 4K when we could easily just go to 2K instead?
I'd be happy with like 1440p, man. I don't really need 4K right this minute. I don't have a 4K TV, so.
Yeah,
me neither, man. Like before I even think about 4K stream, I'm like, fuck, I gotta get 4K TV.
I'd rather just have some really awesome new games, man. Honestly, I'm cool with that too.
Well, and I think that resolution is obviously important, but I think when you look at games like Rise and even Quantum Break, full 1080p game or not, graphics and resolution aren't the same thing.
Exactly.
You could have a gorgeous game and have it run at 720p.
Exactly.
A lot of games still haven't touched Rise. I mean, I think that Infamous Second Son, Quantum Break, and Rise are probably the best-looking console games we've seen, and I'm fairly certain 2 of those 3 don't even run at 1080p. I think that the jump to 4K is because it's a bigger number, we all want it, but I'm not necessarily sure that that resolution was what we should be worried about. We should be worried about how can we push graphics to have more realistic lighting and facial animations and stuff like that.
Right. 100% agree. 100% agree. All right, guys. Well, that's all the topics we got. Big shout out to BLAM. I hope he feels better. He always puts on a great show on the Shop podcast. Before we get out of here, I want to give all these guys a chance to go ahead and shout out their channels, whatever they got going on. Let's go ahead and start with our guest, Bear.
Yeah, of course. So thanks for stopping in tonight, guys. If you want to catch up on some of my own content, go ahead and follow me at BearClaw Gaming on Twitter or at bearclawgaming.com, and you can check up on some of my news and reviews that I kind of update a couple times a week.
Nice. Go check him out, guys. He's a super awesome guy. What about you, Predator?
Man, it's always fun getting on here with you guys. My show is called the Xbox After Party. I typically try to do something every Monday, but like I said, the last couple of weeks I've been really sick. So tune in. I'll do something Monday. I'll probably have something up by 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. Mondays is kind of recapping the week's events and going over some of my own thoughts about gaming in general. Should have some pictures and some video up in my man cave once I get my PC built here. I've recently joined the Windows 10 Master Race, so I'll do a short video on that here real soon. So check me out. Follow my channel. My Twitter is awater76, and my YouTube is Predator_H2OS.
Nice. What about you, Live? When we get another video, man? I love that intro, bro.
Oh man, Maybe sometime this weekend. I've been busy, man. Work is hard, man. Fucking tired as shit. Tired as shit. Yeah, but yeah, check me out. I'll be on GKB's podcast on. What we doing? It Monday or Tuesday?
Tuesday, brother.
Tuesday. All right. Yeah, right after Quantum Break drops. Damn, that's gonna be a
talking about
long
Quantum Break
day, man. Because even when I stay up late, I still go to work. I can't just not go to work to play a game. I ain't got that in me, man. I go to work sick as fuck, I just be like, go home, man. You fucking coughing up. Nah, man. I need my goddamn. I need my vacation in 6 days when I'm really sick. Motherfucker, you sick as hell right now. Like, nah, man. If I can't get out my bed, that's when I'm sick. Yeah, but nah. Yeah, I'll be on that. We're gonna have a good time. I can't wait for Quantum Break. That shit is. That's what I've been waiting for since, basically the Xbox been announced, man. So yeah, I can't wait, man.
Me too, man. Cannot wait. All right, guys. Big shout out to She-Wolf. She's part of Gamers Knows Best. Shout out to all these guys. Oh man, I'm finished with the podcast world tour. It's my last one for the week. Go get some sleep and play some games.
It starts again on Monday, so
that's true. That's true. It starts all again next week. I'm GKB. You can find me Gamers Knows Best on YouTube and Gamers Knows Best on Twitter. I want to send an invitation to Bear Claw to come on the console corner at some time.
Oh, thank you. Of course.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely, man. Everybody, have a great time. We appreciate you all, and we're out of here.
Yeah, no doubt.
Take care of your fellow gamers.
And BLAM, man. Feel better, bro.